I really wish Paul was here for this one, but of course he's not.
Too bad.
Nicolas Cage will battle animatronic monsters in an amusement park in horror film Wally's Wonderland.
Well,
So
that sounds good to me.
that sounds pretty fucking awesome. So, coming off the success of Mandy, which I believe is what this screenshot here is from,
Yeah.
that's a great way to fucking, maybe this is like the beginning of this kind of like a Nicolas Cage horror renaissance. He was great in Mandy. That's a great movie in general. If this movie is solid, then that's just another notch in the fucking belt for Nicolas Cage. So let's read a little bit more about this project. It's always special when Nicolas Cage is paired up with a wacky concept, and this sounds like one of those magical projects. I agree with that 100%. Reported by Deadline, Cage has been set to star in Kevin Lewis's Wally's Wonderland, a horror film wherein Cage will play a janitor forced to spend the night in a twisted amusement park where he is pulled into a living nightmare. As the threatening animatronic characters come to life, the janitor has to fight his way from one monster to another to survive until morning to get out of the park.
Damn, so this is really a film he's going to have to... I mean, if that's an accurate description of the film, he's got to carry this entire fucking film
Oh, yeah.
on his back, which he can definitely do. We've seen him do it before.
I see this movie as Pale Rider versus Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
If they can make that work...
I am fucking beyond sold on this fucking movie, I gotta tell you. If they can't make this work, then holy shit. So they even said, for me, there was always one actor and one actor only who could make this movie work, and that actor is Nicolas Cage. I'm thrilled to be working with him and can't wait to see him go up against Wally and his gang of psychopathic misfits.
Yeah. So if they come to life, I mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to go with. Are the animatronics just mindless? Are they crafty? Like what?
I don't know. This
don't know
movie,
at this point
who
yet.
this movie is going to fucking scare the shit out of, though?
Oh, kids, dude.
Well, no. Who do we know that this movie's going to scare the shit out of?
Stevie.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're right, dude.
Because remember, Stevie, our brother, for those of you guys who don't know, which I
Stevie
guess
has
is probably everybody, Stevie has you could tell him.
the Uncanny Valley thing. He has a big
Right.
thing, like if something looks lifelike but not quite lifelike enough, like it'll freak him out. Like he'll just like stare at it constantly. Like, what
And
is that thing?
specifically, animatronics freak him out.
Yes.
Like he's disturbed by them, and apparently a lot of people have that fear. But yeah, our brother Stevie is not keen on the animatronics, so this could be a really potentially and actually terrifying movie for him. But for me, it's just going to be a fun ride. I don't have the fear of animatronics, but watching Nicolas Cage versus a gang of psychopathic animatronics come to life, that sounds fucking
I
awesome.
think that'd be Stevie's wet dream, though. Because then he gets to see them, like,
Gets to see them killed.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I knew they were alive the whole time. Now I get to fucking kill that motherfucker. I think it's like a paranoia thing, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what if they come to life? I won't be prepared to fight them. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't really get it. I don't really mind them. I actually do remember one time I went with Stevie to this Mexican restaurant, and it was like around Halloween. They had this like thing that kind of looked like that. It was like this like kind of like a ghoul looking thing. And the entire time we were there, he sat and looked at it the whole time. He's all like, Scotty, what if like that thing came to life and we had to fight it? And I'm like, that'd be pretty insane, but I think we'd probably win because it's like a flimsy thing made in China. It's not like a fucking T-1000 or some shit. I think we'll be all right. But what if we were not expecting it? Because I'm like, well, whatever, dude. It's just really weird to see that, and if you have that phobia, maybe it's the perfect movie, because if you don't want a movie that's going to scare you viscerally, that might do it for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you already have a built-in fear, I mean, it's like if you're scared of spiders, arachnophobia is going to scare the fucking shit out of you, even though it's really not that great of a movie. But yeah, a lot of people are afraid of clowns, so anytime a scary clown movie comes out, it's like, fuck, I'm scared.
I mean, it touched a cultural nerve with that, and you saw that. I mean, like, people going around as Pennywise, freaking people out. Oh, it's Pennywise, oh my God.
There's been a lot of, there's been a resurgence in the popularity of clowns, really, as of late.
Maybe we're going to get a John Wayne Gacy movie then.
Yeah, maybe it's time for an actually good John Wayne Gacy movie.
Not the one that we want. Oh, God, I don't remember the name of it.
It was just called Gacy, right?
Oh, yeah.
You and Paul watched it.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
and
even
Paul
see
watched
it.
it.
You guys told me about it, and I was like, that sounds like ass. I'm never watching that.
Don't ever watch it.
Yeah.
The Museum of Death actually had some of his artwork and letters, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That was actually one of the bright spots for me of the museum. I was like, oh, it's John Wayne Gacy. Look, he's a happy little clown that murdered teenage boys.
John Wayne Gacy.
What a nice guy.
What a friendly fellow.
He liked to help the youth.
Well, I'm glad to see Nicolas Cage's career is hopefully getting back on a more sound trajectory after years and years of just total ass.
I mean, just downhill.
Stop saying yes to garbage. Just be, if you're gonna be a fucking
Left Behind to me was the low point.
Oh my god!
I mean,
yeah.
like Season of the Witch and these other fucking schlocky movies.
At
like,
least that
whatever.
at least there was like a little bit of charm to that. But yeah, Left Behind was terrible.
Become a patron, and I'll pull my dick out live on a show. I'm shit you not. Asterisk. Paul may not actually pull out his dick, but
He'll think about it.
I will heavily consider pulling out Big Jim and the Twins, as I call him.
Wow.
And we will do it.
Finally.
And look, I'll add this in too. Me and TJ will do everything in our power to convince Paul to fulfill his promise.
Right.
That he, in fact, has not promised anything, but it said potentially will promise to pull his dick out.
I said I'd think about it.
Well, he'll think about it. Paul will think about pulling his dick out.
But you know what? Even while I'm thinking about that, even while I'm deliberating about that, if you become a patron, you still get a bunch of shit. You get an extra show every week. You get the full, unabridged Flash Fried. You get movie commentaries, one of which we're about to film right now.
Right this minute.
You get behind-the-scenes stuff. You get Hideologies just for you.
See,
I've been doing a lot of I've been doing
just
some
do a
stream-
4-hour stream?
Yeah, I did a 4-hour drunk
TJ's
stream
been
last night.
streaming, drunk off his ass on 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
You get a whole smorgasbord of stuff while I decide whether or not
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out the Palooza or the Magnum.
Yeah.
The Magnum Breaker. That's what they called
Magnum
me.
Breaker,
That's
dude.
what they called me back in high school.
Wow.
Paul the
Damn.
Magnum Breaker Parkey was my
If you want to see Paul's enormous tree trunk of a
enormous
cock,
doesn't even begin
Yeah.
to fucking you got to understand. It's comically huge.
become a patron, you bastards. You know you want to.